Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little extra. Uncensored, unedited, and almost uninterrupted. Get ready for the most extra podcast known to man. The Ace and TJ Show presents the Extra Funny Podcast.
I'm a radio star and have been for quite some time.
We're going to start hot on the extra funny here.
I've been meaning to tell you this and I forgot about it. And this is just how unbelievably cool I am. Sunday evening, I had to go do some filming stuff for the Ace and TJ show and a client that we're working with. And it was on a boat, really cool boat. That's part of the cool thing about this. And I was at the dock, and it's still a marina, going down to meet the boat. And as I'm walking down, making my way, there are some people at a boat that's a few slips before the big boat that I'm getting on. And one of the guys stops me. He's going, "Hey, man, you've got to meet my wife real quick. She's a huge fan."
Oh, cool.
I was like, "Absolutely." So I stopped, and this lady steps off the boat, very nice. Or she steps she's on the boat, and she stands up, and she says, "I've been listening to y'all forever. Could I get a picture?" And I said, "Absolutely." And everybody's like, "Oh, okay, we'll get a camera." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "Well, tell me your name." And as I step forward to shake her hand as she steps off the boat, Mr. Cool Radio Star is wearing slides. Oh, no. And at a dock, they have what are called cleats that you tie off to. You know what I'm talking about? The dock line ties off around a cleat. It comes up and forks out each way.
Oh, yeah, to hold it to the thing?
Yeah, to hold it in the slip.
Yeah.
Well, as I step forward, my dumb ass, the slide splits the cleat, so the cleat goes under my foot, but on top of my slide. So I essentially anchor myself to the cleat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And nearly go face first into the dock.
Yeah, that could have killed you.
And so I'm like, what? And my foot is now caught on the cleat. And she's standing there with her hand out, waiting on me to shake her hand. And I can't reach her because I can't move forward anymore. I look like a dumbass because my foot is now stuck on the cleat on the dock. And everybody's standing around laughing. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? Oh, and I had to stop like, what the hell is happening? Oh, let me get my... Hey, I'm crazy.
Wacky radio DJ.
Let's get a picture, sure. And I walked away from that like, what an idiot. Somebody finally thought you were cool.
Yeah.
And you just tank it by getting your foot stuck on the cleat. How does that even happen?
Like a goober.
I've been on boat docks for the better part of 20 years, regularly, routinely. That has never happened to me. What in the hell?
And then everybody starts laughing.
And everybody's laughing. And then you're trying to walk away and be cool because I got to get on this big boat and do this filming. And the people that were waiting on me, who think I'm an okay guy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, God, this is what we're dealing with.
It's just a boob.
Look at this dumbass. Yeah. His foot is stuck on the cleat. He's wearing slides and somebody got his foot stuck on the cleat. What is it? Who does that? And I don't think I could do it again to save my life.
Yeah, no way. That sounds super involved. It's always embarrassing when your shoe comes off in public because it's never, you've always tripped right before it or you've gotten your foot stuck. But when your shoe accidentally comes off, you look like such a goober trying to find it, walk back and walk back to it, adjusting to get it back on your foot. You just look like a douche.
And especially though, what's even worse though is when you still have your shoe on, but yet you're caught on something, trying to figure out I don't know what's happening, but my foot won't move. He's like a doofus.
They're probably like, this guy's never been on a boat before.
Look at this guy. I thought he had a pontoon. It's like, oh, you loser.
Well, I remember being on the boat with you and you threw off the anchor and forgot to tie the anchor to the boat. So you have a history of acting like
that was just the fact that it was a brand new boat, and I just hadn't thought of it yet.
It's one of the important parts of using an anchor. So you have to tie the other end to the boat.
I got anchor now for days.
Do you?
Since that moment, I went and bought a new anchor, and I've got way too much. I've got a way bigger anchor than I need to have for my boat.
Yeah,
but I don't know, just it's what I did.
Is that kind of like the bigger the anchor, the bigger the?
No, I think it's just more like I want to make sure that everything's taken care of.
Yeah,
like this way it'll remind me to connect make sure the anchor is connected. I've never had that happen again, before or since. That was the first time I'd ever had that boat out. I just threw that anchor out there. Was like, oh damn! Wait a minute, I didn't connect that anchor yet.
Yeah, it's like out of a cartoon that just starts and just ends up. Do people look at other people in boats and like judge them like cars? Like when you see a guy driving I don't know, like a smart car, and you're like, that guy's a P word or whatever.
I'm sure they do.
Is there that kind of talk among boat people?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I don't really know because I think that means I'm the one getting judged because my boat is old. I've had my boat like 12 or 13 years. So mine is not, a cool boat goes by and it's like, damn, that boat looks good.
Really?
Yeah, like that. I mean, and for my boat to be 13 years old, it's in really good shape. Mm-hmm. I've tried to take care of it as best I could and that kind of thing, but it needs to be cleaned right now, but super cleaned. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape.
Does it have a name?
No.
Wow. Why didn't you name it?
Because it's just a pontoon on
you
the
don't
lake.
You don't name those boats?
I don't think so. I don't know. You'll put a name on a pontoon. You're just out on the lake. It's the boat.
Okay.
Just call it the boat.
I always like when you see like the name and you ask them about it and how they got the name. And
yeah, I never gave a thought of naming it just because it's a boat on the lake. It's
the
not
P word pontoon.
No, I just can't really see that happening anytime soon. What I don't get is the fact that when I was 21, if my dad had lived anywhere close to a lake and had a pontoon and said, hey, you can use it whenever you want.
Yeah. Game over.
It would have been a rager.
Yeah, sure.
I got a 21-year-old son that's like, yeah, I know, he's got his boater's license. Like, we've done all the steps. He's got his boater's license. He's had his boater's license for years. And, and I've done the thing with him. We're like, Cade, okay, now you got to prove to me you can park it. We do parking a different way. You got to throw the anchor out, bring it back in. Do you know about this? Drive it, blah, all that kind of stuff. We've been through all the steps. He's very good at it, but probably better than I am at a lot of it.
Just no interest.
What, he just doesn't?
Well, Peyton took it out a bunch, didn't you?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
So,
which was one of the things that I loved because when I first moved up here by the lake and I moved like on the lake in Baltimore, I was like, man, I hope my kids I hope they grow up to enjoy this and be lake kids.
Yeah.
And Cade likes going out. He just doesn't take it out by himself.
My parents used to say when we got a pool, my parents still talk about it. They're like, we wish you guys would have used the pool more. It's like, how do you don't remember? But that's like the one, it's like in their craw about it. Like, we didn't use the pool enough. Oh, God, all the time.
I've never had a house with a pool. But I think I would use it all the time.
I'm pretty sure we did, but they bring it up all the time. Like, we begged you guys to have people over. We begged you.
If you did it, okay. So there's a difference between using the pool and having people over to use the pool.
Yeah, they wanted. They say they begged us to have parties and invite people over. And I'm pretty sure we did, but they don't think so.
Yeah, Peyton used the boat constantly, which I loved. I didn't mind it all. Well, I did mind when she would lose shit. And just sometimes it just.
Wreck the ladder.
You get it back and it's scratched up on the side. Well, you went out. There were 3 bumpers on each side. Now there's 1 on each side, and one side's all scratched up. How did that happen? Dad, I think they were on there. No, if they were, Both you and whatever dumbass you were tied up next to, y'all didn't hear those damn boats banging together. You know, they both have to be scratched up.
Yeah.
I think they were on there.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 80% sure they were on there.
You are a liar. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Kate's 21. He'll be 22 in September. I don't think he's ever taken it out.
Does Amanda have her boater's license or boater, whatever it's called? No. It's good. Keep it that way.
I think she could do it. But where I used to live, where the boat dock was, you had to pull in and it was a hard right to pull into my boat slip. And if the wind was blowing down through there, you had to gauge it because the wind would push the boat. It's and the first time we ever went to do it, Amanda was pulling in. She was like, I changed my mind. And she just stood up. And I was like, okay, you can't just get up and abandon, the captain's chair.
She's not going down with the ship.
I had to run back there like, I got it. Don't worry about it,
Well, that's what you get when you let a woman try to drive your boat.
That's exactly what happens, Ron.
You just don't want her dipping out without you.
Yeah, you let a woman try to drive the boat, and next thing you know, you end up, in the woods somewhere.
You don't see a lot of women driving boats.
You don't really.
That's because
Captain Sandy from Below Deck, but that's all I can think of.
Yeah, we were watching Below Deck last night. I am fascinated by how they park those things.
Oh, yeah.
And Amanda believes they make it look more difficult than it is. I'm like,
no, I don't think so.
You're talking about a multi-million-dollar yacht.
Yeah, I think.
And they shows them parking this thing in some foreign port, and they have to put it between two other multi-million-dollar yachts, and they've got about 2 feet each side.
Yeah.
To deal with. And
it seems high stress. It seems like the most stressful part of operating a vessel.
That's exactly what I said last night. Amanda goes, I think they edit it to make it look worse than it is. I'm like, look how close those boats are. You can literally step off one onto the other one. They're all the boats are they're both worth millions of dollars. Yeah. And they had to back that thing in there. Well, they've got thrusters. I know what they've got. I'm just saying this.
I know how a boat works.
I think it's really hard and would be very stressful. They probably make it look worse than it is. Okay.
It's like you in the plane landing a plane thing. You think it would be, you could do it without any training. So it's the same argument.
But again, I could do it without training if there were a pilot somebody talking me through it. Hey, look for this.
Could you park one of these multi-million-dollar vessels if you had somebody talking you through it?
I think so. Yeah.
You think you could?
Yeah. If they said, hey, watch your right, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I don't think we should find out if it's true.
I need to call my buddy Scott and say, hey man, when you're going to be in Atlanta for a couple of days, would it be possible they could let me? I could get in there with you, and we could try this.
Yeah.
And see if it works.
Yeah, nothing like testing it on a multi-million-dollar.
Well, it's a simulator though. So a flight simulator. We could see how I could do. I could sit in there and he could talk to me on the headset if they let him do it. I'm sure the airline would kind of like, hey man, we don't have time for y'all to be jacking around with this thing.
Yeah, this is serious business.
You got some idiot coming in here. Your buddy wants to see if he can land it without
radio DJ friend.
Yeah, no, we don't have time for that, man.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little something extra. This is the Extra Funny Podcast.
We're here with Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. And Richard, not just mortgages, not just home sales. Now you're helping people with home improvements.
Yeah, that's right. So if you want a backyard that you've always dreamed of, or you need siding, windows, whatever you need, give us a call. Check it out.
You've got the money in your home. Richard just helps you find it. Finds the best way for you to do it. It's very simple. All you have to do is start by going to homewithrichard.com. It's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.